Boys, I think they've worked incredibly hard over the last 3.5 days and the performance deserves a victory, so it was nice to get over the line.
What was telling about it though was a team performance. So many key contributions had to make that happen.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look at it in the first innings, obviously Joe will get the rewards for that, and quite rightly so, but everyone contributed in that respect. And then with the bat, we chipped in all the way down, had some real valuable partnerships, led by Dolly, who I thought played really well and gave us some real impetus in the middle of our innings. And then we just had to work really hard yesterday. I think fair play to Kent, they made us work really hard in that third innings, but we stuck at it yesterday, and that's what 4-day cricket is all about. It's doing it over a long period of time. We talked about it in the lead up to this game about doing the basics for as long as we can, and I think we did that really well.
You mentioned Dolly returning to the first team and a really fluent, took the game away from Kent really, but for him to be able to do that and play so freely, you saw some really nuggety, tough innings, likes of Jones and Gareth Roderick really worked hard, and what were difficult conditions.
Yeah, I think that was vintage Doll for me. He was really busy. In a flash of an eye, he was on 30 not out. He did it in his own way. He played to his strengths massively, but without the contributions and the partnerships with Rodders, Rob Jones and Hosey before that, he wouldn't have been able to do that, and he'll be the first to appreciate that. But yeah, it certainly felt at that stage we'd got a little bit of a lead, but we knew that we needed to get as much of one as we could, and he took the game away from Kent, which then enabled us in that third innings. If it took time, that was always going to be okay.
Well, patience was important. Tom Taylor bowled beautifully throughout the game. You felt like he wasn't going to get his rewards, but then a flurry of late wickets yesterday and another one today, and he's found himself a fourfer and quite a handy run out as well. Yeah,
it's been probably a slow start for Tommy during the season. Obviously, he missed that first chunk of 7 games for us, so for him to now make those contributions are vital. We knew when we signed him we were going to get a quality cricketer. It's just taken a while for him to get out on the park. I thought he bowled beautifully throughout, and he's been appreciated up there in the team song. His contribution towards this, he probably could have had a lot more wickets and probably should have done, but did really well. I think a handy little knock, a really good run out, as you say, of Ben Compton, who he's possibly a batter that they bat around, and so to get him out so cheaply was vitally important. And then I think just the engine that he showed, the way that he stuck at it yesterday was brilliant, and he got his rewards at the back end yesterday.
Now, a quick word about the other bowlers, of course, Joe Leach and Adam Finch, that are working really hard and under duress, really. They've been injured, obviously, for a sizable chunk of time. How are they doing? Are they okay? Have you dunked them in an ice bath for 6?
Their recovery has been excellent. It would be remiss of me not to mention Jimmy Hartshorn as well, who came in and did really well. His first game of first-class cricket over here. So as a unit, I thought Ethan Brooks also did very well. As a unit, they did really well. We knew it was going to be tough. We haven't played a red ball game for about 2 months now, so for the boys to stick at it as well as they have done, it was nice to have Joey and Adam back with us, so a bit of energy, and obviously Joey got those rewards in the first innings. They'll be looking after themselves, and we've got another 4 games quite quickly, so we're going to have to manage the troops as well as we can to make sure that we stay as competitive as possible.
And just finally on a modest run chase, but a tricky one really, not one that batsmen necessarily really enjoy. Good to see Kashif in full flow again, and another useful knock there from Jones, who's back in the runs, back in form, it would feel. Yeah,
it's important for us that Rob plays with a smile on his face. That's something that is a huge quality of his, so it was nice to see him spend some time out there. Nice to have Cash back. Obviously missed quite a bit of cricket, but we've now gone back-to-back wins, and he was a huge part of that win in Durham. So it's lovely to have those guys back. It could have been a tricky little chase, and I thought Kent bowled really well before lunch and made it quite difficult for us. But again, the boys stuck to their task really well, like we did in the first innings, to set ourselves up to win the game.
We say back-to-back wins, which is great. It doesn't quite feel like that.
Doesn't feel like
the 2nd of July, which is a forever ago. But results going Worcestershire's way today as well. Feel good about your chances of staying above that dotted line come the end of the season?
It certainly will help, obviously, this weekend, and we won't focus too much on anyone else's results, but we've done as well as we think we can in this. Dolly talks a lot about it. It's a 5-game series. We're 1 game in. We've put in 1 good performance. It's now our job to try and make sure we put as many other good performances in as we can to give ourselves the best chance.